素晴らしい映画でした。
ありがとうございます。
いやもう本当にRiddle of Fire、まるで魔法にかけられたような映画体験でしたね。どこか僕は白日夢を見ているような、なんか全体にサイケデリックなトーンがあると思いました。これは意図したものでしょうか。
Well, first of all, thank you so much. Yeah, I sort of did want it to have a psychedelic edge. I guess it just naturally came that way. Yeah, I mean, the storybook nature informs the psychedelic thing and the music and everything. But yeah, I'm so glad that you felt that way. I guess also sometimes a kid adventure is almost similar to a psychedelic trip, I guess, because you are, I don't know, this kid. I wanted it to be from the point of view of these kids, and I wanted the film to be almost seem like it was made by a kid, and I guess that was kind of maybe informed the psychedelic nature of it. Yeah.
衣装やタイトルデザインもANAXIAという名義でチーム名でしょうか、クレジットされていますけど、これは、ラズーリ監督のアトリエなんですか、ユニット？
So ANAXIA is the name of my production company or my personal film company. So far it's just me right now, but yeah, I love to do as much as I can. I love to be involved with as many of the mediums that go into filmmaking as possible. It's also a reason why I make movies. But yeah, I want to create a company that will eventually, be involved in movies, but move into fashion and books as well, art books, and ANAXIA will be that vehicle.
もともとカリフォルニアの芸術大学で映画じゃなくてそのアート全体、デザインなどを含めていろいろ学ばれていたんですよね。
I grew up making little short films on my own with my friends, but I always wanted to study other areas of art that I could incorporate to filmmaking, and so yeah, that's what I decided to do. My college thesis was the concept design for a feature script of mine that I haven't made yet, but I will. But yeah, I did costumes and vehicle designs and all sort of concept drawings and paintings and fictional branding and logos. And so yeah, I enjoy world building very much in the filmmaking. So yeah, all of that fits into the world building element, I would say.
オープニングクレジットでショートオンコダック16ミリモーションピクチャーフィルム、つまりコダックの16ミリフィルムで撮ったことがクレジットでいきなり明示されるのがすごく僕しびれました。
Yeah, I was very proud to be. I've filmed many things on 16 millimeter, but I'm very proud of it. I love Kodak so much, and I was proud to make my first film on 16 millimeter. So I wanted to state it very proudly. Yeah. But the reason I use 16 millimeter as well is in my opinion, I think that 16 millimeter it allows me to create. I can create this very stylized world, and the 16 millimeter is the format that I can believe it or accept it as being the stylized world. Shooting a stylized world digitally, in my opinion, I don't buy it. I sort of see everything, and yeah, 16 millimeter sort of just blends it in this nice way where you can take it seriously, sort of as a piece of art.
1990年生まれのあなたにとってむしろ16ミリも含めてフィルムっていうのは興味深い選択ですか
？16 millimeter, it's a lot of people are shooting on it nowadays. I mean, I think it's always been used as more of it's always the option when you can't shoot 35. But yes, nowadays 16 has definitely made a resurgence, I would say, in indie film, and I think a lot of people love it these days. So you do see many indie movies shot on 16 millimeter. So no, I wouldn't say it's too unusual. It's definitely risky though for a film of a budget the size of the budget, but in my opinion, it's worth it. So yeah,
ね、デジタルカメラならいくらでも回せるのにフィルムだとそこが撮影の時大変じゃないですか。限定されるから。
I enjoy it very much. Yeah, it's so special to shoot anything on film, and you're so much more careful with everything, and even the inserts or a B-roll of choosing to just get a cutaway of a flower or something just for fun. It's so much more measured and thought out, and I prefer very much to work that way. Also, there's sort of a sense of seriousness to it, or everyone is on their best game because that you have a limited amount of medium. But yeah, it feels like it's much more fun, I think, to make art when you sort of feel like you have this limited but very, very special ingredient. So therefore, I think you create you create better art with that. Yeah.
ラズーリ監督が先ほどおっしゃられたように、確かに僕もその世界中で今はその若いフィルムメーカーほど16ミリフィルムっていうものを選択する波っていうのが確かにすごく来ているなと思います。日本でもそうなんですけども、でもそのせいでやっぱり16ミリフィルムで撮られた映画って格段にそのシネマティックな魔法がかかっているというふうに思います。感触テクスチャーがすごく、映画的である。特にだからこの映画も僕はなんかその70年代頃のインディペンデント映画やあるいはそのテレビ映画も当時はフィルムで捉えてましたよね。だからそういった感触がある気がしました。それってやっぱり今のいろんな映像メディアがある中でやっぱりすごく映画的な、体験をさせてくれるものなんだろうなというふうに思います。
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, I love film very much for the reasons I said, but also just I think it has the cinematic dream to it, the special cinema quality, and all my favorite movies are shot on film. We grew up with movies on film, and I think it just makes everything look better. I think acting looks better on film. It sort of just softens everything and makes everything more cohesive, and and gives a more timeless look to it. But yeah, I do think with Riddle, it definitely looks 70s, and it does have sort of like a TV, old-fashioned, almost like British TV movie thing to it, I think. Yeah.
ダートバイクキッズの一人ジョディジョディがまだら模様の卵を手に入れるため曲をリクエストして踊るシーンがありますね。すごく印象的なシーンです。その曲が、1977年のこれ全米ナンバーワンヒット曲なんですけど、プレイヤーの「Baby Come Back」だから僕この物語って77年あたりが舞台だったっけ、でもスマホが出てきたしなとか、それって意図されたものなんですか、選曲なの。
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yes, it was. I definitely like to, in my storytelling, I like to use intrigue in a way where you're not quite confused. Instead of confusion, I say you're intrigued and you're not quite sure what it is. And when the film opens, I wanted you to think, is this the 70s or is this the future? With the guns look kind of futuristic. And then when they pull out the smartphones, though, I hope that it's sort of says that, okay, now this film takes place now. However, my thing was I wanted to make a timeless film, but set it now because I want to. It would be too cliche to just make a story from the 70s, the 80s, and it was more fun to set it now and use smartphones instead of like how we use them mostly for social media. They just become these like utility devices like Star Wars or something, where they are the smartphones are the binoculars. They are ways to like learn on YouTube how to hotwire a car very quickly. Communication devices. So I wanted to use them like a sci-fi element. But yeah, it was supposed to be a timeless story that was definitely, in its own world, but sort of set now. Yes.
少年たちの冒険物語という点でこの映画日本でもとても人気があるんですけども、1985年のアメリカ映画「ザ・グーニーズ」と比較されることが多いんですけども、グーニーズに関しては念頭にありましたか？
I like the Goonies. It's definitely not one of my like top kid movies or anything, but I think just naturally it did become compared to that for sure. Kids on Adventure versus villains with sort of a fairy tale-esque element. But no, I mean it was not really my intention for it, but I'm more of the inspiration would be like older anime actually. Specifically, like there's an older show, I don't know the Japanese title, but we call it Future Boy Conan, and it's early Miyazaki. Yeah, okay. And so that was like, I kind of wanted that, a vibe of that meets fairy tales and things. And so I think that, and then, I feel like a lot of anime has that sort of like kid adventures with gadgets and big villains in it. That was what I was leaning towards more than, say, the Goonies.
このダートバイク、秋月というメーカーのロゴが入ってましたけども、あれは、黒澤明監督の隠し砦の3作にザ・ヒデン・フォートレスの秋月というファミリーネームからの引用なんですか？
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's a reference to the Hidden Fortress Kurosawa film. Yeah. It's kind of I don't know if it's too like ignorant. I don't know because I know it's a clan. It was a family name, a big family name, right? But as far as the reference is just for the Hidden Fortress. Yes. Yeah.
あと、カルトギャングのジョンが乗っている赤い車のメーカーがまんま言うと、これは宮崎駿監督、先ほど未来少年コナンが出ましたけども、紅の豚ポルコロッソからの引用。
Yeah, Mama Yuto, the Mama Yuto gang, big reference. Porco Rosso, just on the truck. I love Porco Rosso. Always loved the name Mama Yuto. It's such a cool name for a gang. And then on the truck there's also a red ribbon army logo in the Dragon Ball.
Oh.
That's on the truck.
That's amazing.
As well. Because the bad guys, I want them. Yeah, Mama Yuto and like Red Ribbon Army. Like, I feel like there's more too, but I'll think of them as we go. Yeah.
ゲーム会社の大友はもしかしたらじゃあ大友克洋さんかな？
Otomo as in Akira.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, Otomo Katsuhiro, the Otomo. Perfect.
さっき聞いたら日本に行くのはファーストタイムだっておっしゃられたけど、日本の映画や日本のカルチャーにはめちゃくちゃ詳しいですね。
Yeah, I would say Japan is my number one favorite country for arts, movies, for sure, and art in general, music too, most likely, everything. Yeah, I love Japan very, very much, and I've been waiting to make my pilgrimage here for a long time. So, and I'm so happy to have such a beautiful release from Clockworks in Japan. This is my dream is to have like a cool Japanese poster for my film. So I'm so happy about it.
なるほど。いや、いいお話ですね。ナイスストーリー。タイトルはRiddle of Fire、火の謎っていうことですかね。日本のタイトルこのLittle Wondersというタイトルで公開されますが、この日本語タイトルはいかがですか？
I love it. I'm very happy about it. Yeah, it's very cute. Kawaii.
かわいい。
And
Right.
yeah, I love it. It's actually crazy because my nickname, I have a nickname for a person who's very special to me. I call her my little wonder. So it was sort of almost spooky that they wanted to title it that. Yeah, but I love it so much, and it's very happy with it.
運命ですね。
It had to be fate.
Yeah, yeah.
Riddle of Fire っていうタイトルはどんな意図でつけたんですか？
So, Riddle of Fire, many levels. Riddle of Fire is sort of a reference to Conan, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, John Milius film. Conan is sort of, his goal in life is to solve the riddle of steel. And so, yeah, I always, riddle of steel is such a cool phrase. And so I wanted to create my own riddle quest, so Riddle of Fire. And what became the Riddle of Fire is the kids, when they're trying to solve the password, is blocked by the fire gate. So they have to pass through the fire gate and solve the password of the fire gate. So that's the Riddle of Fire.
あなたのクリエイターとしてのカルチャーヒーローは？
I'd say Akira Kurosawa, Miyazaki Hayao, Seijin Suzuki. Let's see. I know that doesn't, but I do love so many Japanese artists. I love the illustrator Mobius from France. And then I love a old Russian illustrator named Ivan Bilibin, who is also, his illustrations were a big influence to Little Wonders as well. He did a lot of fairy tale illustrations from the early 1900s. Yeah, I would say those are my sort of faves. Yes.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Oh, thank you. So did I.
Thank you so much.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。